I'm done. I don't care if they share my blood, they are the obstacles to my peace. Narrator. Those weren't the words of a frustrated father caught in a bad moment. They were the words of a man who thought the cameras were dead, the microphones were muted, and his legacy was safe. But in the world of reality TV, the walls always have ears. Today, we peel back the curtain on the most controversial leak in Sister Wives history. A recording so dark, it didn't just break a family, it shattered the very foundation of the Brown dynasty. To understand the gravity of what Kody said about Logan, Gabe, and Hunter, we have to go back to the beginning. For 17 seasons, Kody Brown sold us a dream of multiplying love. He was the leader, the protector, the glue. Logan was the golden son, the one who stepped up when Kody wasn't there. Gabe and Hunter were the emotional heart of Janelle's household. But as the move to Flagstaff drained the family coffers, the patriarch began to pivot. But what happens when the provider becomes the predator? Coming up, we examine the legal loopholes TLC uses to keep recording even when the talent says, cut. Historically, the friction began with the COVID 119 protocols. Kody didn't just want safety, he wanted loyalty. In season 17, we saw the surface-level arguments. But behind the scenes, the rhetoric was shifting from medical concern to personal vendetta. It was a Tuesday evening on Coyote Pass. Production had officially wrapped for the day. Kody was seen walking toward his truck, still wearing his lavalier microphone. He thought the audio tech had switched off the receiver. He was wrong. In the 12-minute unedited clip, Kody's voice drops an octave. It's no longer the high-energy showman we see on the sofa. It's cold. Regarding Logan, he thinks he's the head of this family because he fed the kids breakfast while I was with Robyn. He's a usurper. He's dead to the vision. Regarding Gabe and Hunter, they are poison. They've turned Janelle against me. If they don't bow, they go. I'm tired of seeing their faces in my houses. The I hate my sons sentiment wasn't just a heat of the moment outburst. It was a calculated rejection of children who reached adulthood and started asking for accountability instead of permission. Why does a father turn on his firstborns? We spoke to family therapists who specialize in polygamous dynamics. In a patriarchal structure like Kody's, the sons eventually become competition. When Logan and Gabe showed independence, they stopped being sons and started being threats to Kody's ego. This mirrors the lost boys phenomenon seen in many fundamentalist groups, where young men are pushed out to ensure the older leader maintains absolute control over the women and resources. Wait until you hear how Janelle reacted when she found out this audio existed. It's the moment the marriage truly died. When rumors of the dark rant hit the internet, the Sister Wives subreddit exploded. Reddit comment analysis. User, Coyote Pass Survivor, wrote, "We always knew he was a narcissist, but hearing him call his own kids poison is a new low even for Kody." Facebook fan group. If TLC airs this, there's no coming back. This isn't entertainment, it's the documentation of a family's demise. The backlash was so severe that #CancelKody began trending. But for TLC, controversy is currency. The legal battle over whether this off-camera audio could be used in the final edit was a months-long stalemate. What are the consequences? Logan has moved toward a life of total privacy. Hunter has focused on his military and nursing career, distancing himself from the circus. Gabe, however, gave us that heartbreaking interview where he wept for his father's forgotten birthday. Knowing that Kody was speaking with such vitriol behind the scenes makes those on-camera tears from Gabe feel even more devastating. It wasn't just a lack of communication, it was an active smear campaign by a father against his offspring. Most reality TV contracts include a hot mic clause. This states that any audio captured while on set, regardless of whether the scene, as active, is property of the network. Kody's attempt to sue for privacy was met with a brick wall of fine print. Kody Brown once said he feared poverty. But looking at the empty lots of Coyote Pass and the estranged relationships with his sons, he should have feared irrelevance. The leaked rant didn't just expose Kody's anger, it exposed the fragility of the entire sister wives experiment. When you prioritize loyalty over love, you eventually end up with neither. As the cameras finally dim on this chapter of the Brown family, we are left with one haunting question: was the fame worth the family? This leak changed everything we thought we knew about the episodes we watched. But there is one more piece of the puzzle, a conversation between Robyn and Kody regarding the inheritance of these very sons. Let's deep dive in full details. A microphone is never truly off. In reality television, cameras may stop rolling. Lights may dim. Producers may leave the room. But sometimes the audio is still recording. And in those unguarded moments, the line between performance and reality can disappear. For more than a decade, audiences have followed the complicated family dynamics of Sister Wives, the long-running reality series on TLC centered around Kody Brown and his plural family. The show premiered in 2010 and introduced viewers to a rare look at a modern polygamist household in America. At the center was Kody, a father with 4 wives and 18 children. The series promised transparency, family meetings, marital conflict, parenting struggles. But over time, the show also revealed something deeper. Fractures. Especially between Kody and several of his older sons. And according to persistent rumors within the fan community, one particular off-camera moment may have exposed just how deep those fractures had become. An alleged rant, recorded when Kody believed the cameras were no longer rolling. A moment some viewers claimed showed the most unfiltered version of the Brown family patriarch. When Sister Wives first aired in 2010, the premise alone generated headlines. The show documented the life of Kody Brown and his 4 wives at the time: Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn. Polygamy itself was not new in American history, but it had rarely been portrayed so openly on mainstream television. The Browns insisted they wanted to show a different side of plural marriage. Not secrecy, not cult-like isolation, but a functioning family trying to navigate everyday life. Viewers were introduced to a large group of children growing up across multiple households. Among the older boys were 3 who would eventually become central figures in the show's later conflicts. Logan Brown, Gabriel Brown, Hunter Brown. They were sons of Kody and his second wife, Janelle. In early seasons, Logan was often portrayed as the responsible older brother. He frequently helped take care of younger siblings and sometimes appeared to carry responsibilities beyond his age. Fans often noted how mature he seemed. Meanwhile, Gabe and Hunter grew up on screen during some of the most dramatic transitions in the family's history. Moves, financial pressure, and eventually, emotional distance. In 2011, the Browns made a dramatic relocation. Facing possible legal scrutiny in Utah due to anti-polygamy laws, the family moved to Las Vegas. For a while, the move seemed to stabilize the family. Each wife eventually lived in her own home in a shared cul-de-sac neighborhood. The children attended school nearby. For the first time, the family experienced something resembling a normal suburban life. But reality television thrives on tension. And as the years passed, cracks in the Brown family dynamic became increasingly visible. Kody's leadership style began to draw criticism from viewers. And from within the family itself. The most significant turning point came during the COVID-19 pandemic. Episodes filmed during 2020 and 2021 revealed intense disagreements about safety rules within the family. Kody implemented strict guidelines. Some of the adult children questioned them, especially Gabe and Hunter. During several televised conversations, Kody accused his sons of being disrespectful and unwilling to follow the rules he believed were necessary to protect the family. In one particularly emotional scene, Gabriel Brown told cameras that he felt his father was choosing control over relationships. Viewers watched as the conflict escalated. On screen, the tension between Kody and his sons became one of the defining storylines of the season. Fans began debating the situation intensely online. Some sided with Kody, believing he was trying to protect vulnerable family members. Others felt he had pushed his older children away. During a later episode of Sister Wives, an emotional scene aired in which Gabe described a painful interaction with his father. Gabe explained that Kody had forgotten his birthday during the pandemic. According to Gabe, the conversation between them centered entirely around COVID rules. When the call ended, Gabe said his father never acknowledged the significance of the day. The moment resonated deeply with viewers. Clips from the episode spread across social media. Fans discussed the scene across Reddit threads and YouTube reaction videos. One Reddit user wrote, "Watching Gabe cry about that call was one of the hardest moments in the entire series." Another viewer commented on YouTube, "This is the first time it felt like the cameras caught real heartbreak." Moments like this began to reshape how audiences saw the Brown family story. The series was no longer just about plural marriage. It had become a portrait of a family slowly breaking apart. Within fan communities, rumors began circulating about something that had allegedly happened behind the scenes. The story claimed that during filming of one of the later seasons, audio equipment continued recording after a scene ended. According to the rumor, Kody vented frustrations about his sons during that moment. It was never broadcast on TLC. No verified recording has ever been publicly released. But discussion about the alleged rant spread widely across fan forums. Some posts described Kody expressing anger toward Logan, Gabe, and Hunter. Others claimed the comments were directed more broadly at the adult children who challenged his authority. Importantly, none of these claims have been confirmed by the network, production staff, or the Brown family. But the rumor itself became part of the broader narrative surrounding the show. Because many viewers felt they had already seen signs of that anger on camera. While the alleged audio remains unverified, the series itself contains several heated moments involving Kody and his sons. In one episode discussing pandemic rules, Kody said, My sons think they're adults and they're not respecting me as the head of this family. In another scene, he expressed frustration that some children prioritized their social lives over family guidelines. Kody also made a statement that drew strong reactions online. He said, "I'm not going to chase my adult kids to have a relationship with them." The quote circulated widely across social media after the episode aired. Many fans interpreted it as a sign that Kody was emotionally distancing himself from several of his children. Among Kody's sons, Logan Brown represents a different kind of storyline. Logan appeared prominently in the early seasons of Sister Wives. But as he became an adult, he gradually stepped away from the show. He chose a more private life away from reality television. Fans often describe Logan as someone who carried a heavy burden during the family's early years. As the oldest child, he frequently helped manage younger siblings while the adults navigated complex family logistics. When Logan married Michelle Petty in 2022, Kody attended the wedding. But Logan's distance from the show remained noticeable. Many viewers interpreted his decision as a quiet move away from the drama. Hunter Brown also followed a path outside the reality TV spotlight. He joined the United States Air Force Academy, later continuing his education in nursing. In interviews and social media posts, Hunter has occasionally referenced family challenges but typically avoids public criticism of his father. Still, fans often point to earlier seasons where Hunter appeared visibly affected by family moves and disruptions. Especially the relocation from Utah to Las Vegas. That move forced him to leave behind friends, sports teams, and familiar surroundings. In later episodes, viewers saw how those early changes had long-term emotional effects. While tensions with the children grew, the marriages themselves were also unraveling. Between 2021 and 2023, 3 of Kody's wives left the relationship. First Christine Brown, then Janelle Brown, and later Mary Brown confirmed the end of their spiritual marriage. These departures fundamentally changed the structure of the family. What began as a 4-wife household was now effectively reduced to Kody and Robyn Brown. Fans began reevaluating earlier seasons with new perspective. Moments that once seemed like ordinary disagreements now looked like early warning signs. Few reality shows inspire online discussion like Sister Wives. Entire Reddit communities analyze every episode. After the pandemic seasons aired, discussion threads often focused on the father-son conflicts. One Reddit commenter wrote, "The saddest part is watching adult kids realize their dad won't meet them halfway." Another viewer posted, "Kody used to talk about family unity. Now it feels like he only wants loyalty." On Facebook groups dedicated to the show, debates became intense. Some fans defended Kody. Others argued that he had prioritized certain relationships within the family. The rumored off-camera rant, even without proof, became symbolic of these wider frustrations. For many viewers, it represented the possibility that the real tensions might be even deeper than what aired on television. Reality television creates a strange paradox. Participants are constantly filmed, but they still believe they can control the narrative. Production teams capture hundreds of hours of footage for every episode that airs. Only a small fraction reaches the audience. That means every scene viewers see has already passed through editing, legal review, and network approval. If an explosive moment truly occurred off-camera, it would raise complicated questions. Was the audio usable? Was it legally recorded? Did contracts allow it to be aired? Networks like TLC must carefully navigate privacy laws, participant agreements, and reputational risks. Even if dramatic footage exists, it may never be released. Whether the rumored recording exists or not, the on-screen conflicts already had lasting consequences. The Brown family is now fundamentally different from the one viewers met in 2010. Several adult children maintain limited contact with Kody. Christine and Janelle both built independent lives outside the plural marriage. And the show itself has evolved into something closer to a post-family documentary. Instead of showcasing a functioning plural household, recent seasons focus on the aftermath of its collapse. For longtime viewers, the transformation has been striking. What began as a story about unity became a case study in fragmentation. Reality television often promises authenticity. But the truth is more complicated. People behave differently when cameras are present. Conflicts may be amplified, others may be softened, and sometimes the most revealing moments happen when participants believe the cameras are no longer watching. Whether or not the alleged rant ever surfaces, the real story may already be visible. In emotional conversations, in strained phone calls, in adult children describing how relationships changed over time. Those moments remind viewers that behind every reality show is a real family. With real consequences. More than 15 years after Sister Wives first aired, the series remains one of the most unusual experiments in reality television. It documented a plural marriage during a time of enormous social and cultural change. It followed children growing up under public scrutiny. And it revealed how complicated family loyalty can become when personal beliefs, parenting styles, and public attention collide. The rumored off-camera moment may never be confirmed. But the tensions that inspired those rumors were very real. For viewers who watched the Brown family from the beginning, the story now feels less like a reality show, and more like a long-running documentary about how families evolve. Sometimes together, and sometimes apart. I'm uploading that deep dive tomorrow. Click the bell icon and subscribe so you don't miss the Robyn connection. What do you think? Was Kody's rant unforgivable? Or was he just a man pushed to his breaking point? Sound off in the comments. I'm replying to the best theories for the next hour.